If you're a heart-centered coach and you're currently coaching one-on-one and you're looking to either get better clients into one core offer that you become known for, or you're looking to get a group program going, you've created a group program going maybe, you've tested a course, you've tried to do a group MPV launch and you're like, ooh, I like this and I wanna make sure I do it right. I wanna make sure that I don't lose the intimacy, what I'm known for. When I do group, I wanna have greater impact. I don't wanna lose that depth, but I also wanna get better clients. And I wanna get them consistently. You're here to run a business and make an impact. So I am so glad you're here. And also, you're probably wondering, if you're anything like me, especially during my journey in the coaching industry, why is it some people are doing so well, they make it look so easy, even though you really know your stuff. Like your stuff is so good and you want to get it out there, and it's like everything I do, I'm working my butt off, and I gotta post 365 days a year, and I've got to do this challenge, and I got to do this webinar, and I got to do this funnel. Oh my God, one funnel. Oh, and it's so hard. And what am I doing wrong? Nothing's wrong with you. Absolutely nothing is wrong with you. I have been around a long time. I've slipped through some of those cracks myself, even though I've been doing this for decades. So it is totally not your fault. I am here to tell you that you can too. The truth is you really, really can. We've been doing this a long time. We have amazing, amazing people coming into Signature Magnetic with so much power, so much purpose, so much like heart. And all you really need is a system that works in your strengths. Stop trying all the things and stop beating yourself up. Your strengths. And you're also going to get at the end of the series the permission to set aside the stuff that's not in alignment. The big people who are making it look seamless, they are doing the thing that aligns them with their perfect audience. And they speak to them very differently than you might have been taught. Let's clear that up now. So the problem is, I meet this every day and this is my legacy, this is my passion. There are only 5% of people, coaches, consultants, service providers, that make 95% of the income. That means 95% of some of the best, brilliant, more passionate, more purposeful, most caring coaches, course creators, service providers are not getting into that seven-figure, that high six-figure, seven-figure income that gives them the freedom and impact and scalability so that you could get your life back. So why is that? They're probably thinking that no matter what they do, the audience they're getting has little engagement. And it doesn't matter how much more you're doing that messaging. If it's the wrong message to the wrong person with the wrong thing in the wrong time, with the wrong switches in the brain, in the wrong sequence, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And unfortunately, my best people are getting burned out before they can build the right engagement series. Okay, so what else is happening to this 95% that's putting you here? Well, there's no sales at the end of the day. Or you get the sales and you have these clients that you're like, you really have to question yourself, why am I doing this, right? It's not you, it's not you. We're signaling the wrong triggers in the person's brain, and we got to put you out there with your strengths, right? So the next thing is happening, the last thing is happening, is the hustle, the hard burnout. These launches, when your people need you now, and there's people that are gonna need you later, but you wanna keep them getting to know you, we'll talk about that later. But the launch grind, these ways of launching no longer work. They just won't. Even the gurus have changed their launch. Even the people who are teaching you to launch certain ways and trying to stick you in a box to sell these crazy, crazy things, right? They don't do them anymore. If you watch behind the scenes, ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. You're going to see in a minute, right? What I don't want for you is that draining your energy anymore and leaving you broke. We don't want that, right? We want you abundant, super abundant, because you matter. And I don't want you stressed. I want you successful. And I don't want those dreams going unfulfilled. So what we want to do instead is start looking closely, which we're going to do in this video series, at the top 5%. So what do they have? They have, what you're going to see is my proprietary coined phrase, but what they doing there is they have a micro resonance journey that connects the minds and hearts of their particular perfect people along a pathway. It makes the yes to their offer almost compelling. It's almost like hypnotic, right? But you're not hypnotizing your audience. You're doing something unique in that you're going to uncover here in this training. Okay, the second thing they have is they have a consistent flow of ideal premium clients that are actually, to be honest, this is going to blow your mind, but you're going to uncover, and this is you're going to shift this in the next couple of videos, is you're going to have people asking to buy your program. No more sleazy sales calls. They're teaching you to overcome all these objections and the one call close and all of this hard, hit. The pressure and the pain no longer works. That does not bring you gain. Do not do that anymore because it's not who you are anyway, especially if you're here. The next thing they have is monthly recurring revenue coming in on autopilot. Not that you're not putting in some work, but that work starts working for you. And we have to start thinking as business people and setting up that system to work. So what we want is to get back our time, lifestyle, and freedom. Okay? So there's 3 outcomes these people all have in common. They are, as you may have noticed, and you may make yourself think and think yourself less than, even though you're equal to or greater, they have a positioning that makes them the authority in their industry, meaning their offer, their transformation, that thing, that makes them be seen as an authority. And we'll see why in a second. They have an audience of not just everybody, they are able to attract an audience of their ideal people so that their launch looks like, oh my God, how did she make so much money? I have the same level of audience maybe. I'm doing the same amount of reels and the same amount of lives and the same amount of works and I'm not getting those conversion numbers. You'll see why. And what they have, again, I'll repeat, is what I want for all of you. Consistent sales. I want you guys sleeping well at night, right? Because when you get this wrong and you don't have those 3 things, you're not known to anyone. You're drowning out in a sea of obscurity. Online is a big world. You have an audience, but they're not engaging or converting, right? It feels like a lot of work. If even you're doing DMs already, they're not the right audience. Let's change that. And we get you stuck in the hustle and stress and this push thing where you're grinding to get new clients and you're starting over month after month after month, being stuck in this, what I call the scattered squirrel syndrome. Maybe let me go buy this new course and this new challenge and this new webinar funnel for 10 grand, or let me put together a VSL, or let me learn better to convert on the sales calls. You shouldn't have to by the time you're done with this training, by the way, all right? Even though the truth is, when you look at these people here in the 5%, you're just as capable. You're just as capable, and we're gonna give you that in your hand in this training. So the top 1%, let's recap that. They have an offer that positions them at the authority. We call that the signature magnetic offer. You're going to be hearing what makes it. There's a trifecta to that. They connect, my C is missing there, with the hearts and minds of their prospective buyers like no one else can. Ooh, this is hot. We're covering this in video too. And the third thing, they have a strategic step-by-step, right? Where you're not just delivering transformation in advance. Ooh. Hey, who's going to be the leaders of tomorrow? These people, right? Transformation in advance. You guys are transformational coaches, consultants, service providers. Why aren't we giving that in advance instead of giving away free content all the time? No. That is coveted and should be saved for your premium buyers who are paying you a premium for that. We are going to provide a level higher and go a level deeper with our audience in a way no one else in their market is treating them right now. Aren't you excited that you're here? Now, what we're gonna do in this mini series is you're gonna learn the new way to create this, and I'm gonna give you the 3 outcomes that we're talking about at the top of the pyramid that will put you back in the driver's seat. We have an advanced training on these 3 outcomes and engines. If you're like, hey, you're my A-type personalities, hello, right? If you're ready to jump right in, and I have for my A-type people, my fast action takers, if you are ready to get this customized for you, just book your call before. Apply for video 3, which is going to blow your mind even more. I want you getting shifted. I want you making an impact. This is my legacy, y'all. Don't let me down here. Apply for the video 3. It is amazing, and we covet it. Only a few people are gonna get to see it, so get in and apply now. And with that, you get a personalized blueprint. All right, so my 60-second scoop. You're like, Karen, this is like so exciting. Who are you to tell me this? Well, that little person here in the middle of all these lovely people is me at the sweet age of 16 years old, dressed in my mom's clothes. Why am I telling you this? I ran my first 6-week workshop at 16 years old. I was running newspaper ads and TV series at 17. I had 10 brick and mortar stores by the time I was 28. I am not saying this to brag. I'm just saying when I say you can, you can. I had a team of 40 plus people for over 10 years. They were like my Sparta. I still love them today. When I moved to the good old Florida, it was 2008. I was coming from an international place. I bought my home in '08, cash, and thought I was starting the dream as a single mom, just divorced with my beautiful young 2 little girls. That dream crashed with everything else in 2008. And so, with just a few dollars left in the bank, I had to do something to make sure that I can keep food on the table and a roof over their heads. It was because of the same system that I am teaching you today, how to magnetize people through your magnetic messaging. We call it neuro-magnetic messaging. You'll see when I learn neuroscience, right? But I used 20 years of retail experience and having that team and having the most successful stores to now bring something online, and I sold one offer. I got the best at it. I dominated, and I was able to win as a single mom at home, top seller on all of Amazon 3 years in a row before I sold that company. So after that, I decided that, oh wow, if I can do this as a single mom, if I can make money online, I want other moms to make money online. So I launched my first business building course online, Products and Profits, way a long time ago now, it seems so long, right? And a lot of people who bought it identified with my story. Sold itself. I'm giving you hints here, right? Because I had done so well, scaled so much, I now wanted to give that back, like many of you who are here. And speaking of giving back, I did this business program for a while, but it didn't fulfill me as much as getting into coaching. And I fell in love when I started working on myself more because I wanted more. And I personally wanted to fall in love. I had all this success in business, but my kids were growing up and they were having their own lives, and it was time for Karen to find love. There wasn't a program or a coaching program or anything online, so I was determined to figure that out. Like most of you, you've had a transformational experience, something painful, something that you needed to overcome that you probably developed. And this is what I help you unpack in Signature Magnetic, your own methodology, your own process. Well, that's what I did. I was determined, and I became friends because of all of the success and ability of that freedom that I want to give you back in this mini-series, to leverage and learn how to do transformational programs. And I wanted now to help transformational people impact the world because I learned so much about myself and coaching and transformation that I wanted women to have the same outcome. And you may have a man, you may have a parent, you may have a person wanting to just get spiritual connection to the divine or God, whatever that is. My journey was wanting to help other single successful women find the love of their life. There wasn't anything else out there. I made one, and I had the fears. I was like, but nobody knows me. I don't know how to market a coaching program online. And I did the same dumb thing that most people do, and it's not dumb. I admire you for investing in yourself, but you're gonna invest in a few bad things before you invest in the good things sometimes, and we did too. I bought the $28,000 gold package with trying to get my message out there, and they didn't know anything about what they were doing because they just learned doing a launch the year before that and was reselling it. I fell back on my chumps. And believe it or not, Your Best Love Yet was so successful, I could tear up talking about it. When I met the love of my life, I was able to use the micro resonance roadmap that I'm going to talk more about in a second video. I was able to get 30,000 plus women through what I called at the time the self-love challenge. We developed this. We developed the VIP page for challengers. You're welcome. 30,000 women back in 2015 and 16. We did as an unknown, and I'm still not known in the business place, right? But I'm an authority. I was an authority to the people that needed what I had. And I became the one authority for these people. And I will show you in a little bit. It's just one of dozens and dozens of transformational results that we got. So circling back, I realized, wait a minute, if I alone could touch 30,000 women and transform hundreds of women through your best love yet, and I cannot tell you how many emails, hundreds of emails I have that will bring you to tears, right? Like the ones you probably get from your best clients. I want you to get so many of those every day that I realized that my real gift was back to when I was 16 years old. And so I wanted to make more coaches have that impact. Because if I can get 100 people a year touching another 10 or 30,000 lives, even with your content, and just selling a few hundred a year with the deeper transformation, what a ripple effect, right? And that's what I want for all of you, and that's why you're here. So we have the Signature Success brand. You're gonna learn all of this in Challenge Funnel Formula and dozens of other programs. We're gonna talk about 6 critical elements that you must have to be magnetic to your premium buyers. And in video 2, we're gonna create that neuromagnetic journey. You're gonna learn more about that neuromagnetic messaging journey. Don't forget, sign up for the VIP for video 3. In video 3, we are going to get your roadmap done, an exact system in place in your business. Woo, it is so hot, it is so hot, all right? So why we're starting with offer in this one, I know a lot of you are like, oh, I just wanna get the messaging. You think so. You think so, but in this world, we've got to start with the end in mind. You've got to start with the end in mind. Because even the best messaging and all the tactics, which some of you might know already, even though you might have had a little success here and there, it's hard to repeat that, and I want you repeating that easy. So all the tactics in the world won't fix a bad offer. So what are the 6 critical elements, you might be asking? Well, I'm so glad you asked. 1, we need packaging, premium packaging. 2, we need pricing and positioning, right? No more low ticket. 3, we need hustle and chase. We need to have magnetic demand instead of hustle and chase. Woo, can you have that? Hell yes, you can and you will. 4, believing that transformation requires one-on-one. I'm gonna hopefully break that mindset right here in this video training, okay? Because if you're really good at what you do and you're working with the right mentor who can see the value that you are really bringing into the world and pull that out into the world, you're never gonna believe that again. Trying to sell to everyone, we want you to focus on that thing, your one true gift, and then we can expand out. And 6 is the methodology. All right, so let's break it down. This is element number 1. Did I tell you this was gonna be like, woo, lift off? Okay, premium packaging. So my brand is Signature Success. Now let me talk about success for a minute. I don't consider success just to be about the money. The money for me is a vehicle to my freedom. It's a vehicle to spend times to the causes and the people that I love. Not to mention, I get to do it in a way that I ripple effect that way I do what I do. I get to change people's lives. There's 2 ways of looking at how you package your programs. You need for your client side, what are the premium people looking for? I wonder. They are looking for something that saves time, it has a specific outcome, and a signature experience. Even when I had 10 stores, I might refer to them. They were called Hot Fudge, by the way. Yeah, true story. It was marketed to a specific person. And we gave people an extremely amazing signature experience. Okay? And that is what your premium buyer is looking for, yet it's not built into our offers because we're thinking about them so wrong. Now, when you're successful and you have signature success, you have that authority, you feel confident, you're communicating with clarity, and you're saving your people so much time because you're speaking so fast and quickly to them. Now, what you also want is that lifestyle. because we need to package an offering that's not burning you out, that's not draining you, and that it's packaged correctly to give you the lifestyle you want. We'll talk about that. So for you, it needs to match your strengths, and the way we package that you're going to see in a minute is going to do that. It needs to support your lifestyle, and it needs to, especially in this day and world, be packaged in a way that it can grow. You can scale it, and that growth is sustainable. You are not starting over again. You need a selling system that's bringing you in the clients over and over and over, so you're not starting at ground zero. The biggest mistakes I see with people in their packaging is the kitchen sink effect. A lot of my amazing heart-centered love to give value coaches think that the more you put into a premium product, the more it's going to sell. We've tested this so many times. It does not. It does not. And we'll talk more about that later. It can be over customized, or you have energy draining clients. We don't want that for you anymore, and that's what happens when this is not packaged properly. All right. You've probably been told that you need all of these things, and I'm going to show you in the next slide why you don't. I want you to get that straight from this. I'm going to start rewiring your neurons here in this mini series. It's what I do. I literally am trained and certified in scanning and mapping and rewiring brains, right? You might have heard to package all these things, and you're like, let me try this, let me try that, let me try this one, or this person says do a course, this person says do a mastermind, this person says do a year long, this person says do a VIP day. Which one should I do what they say? We're going to talk more about that in a second, okay? And what we want to do is really focus in on one thing. So I'm going to draw a little bit more to this. This is kind of like what's called the value ladder, right? And there's a piece here that's missing where we have the free thing, and we may have something small here like a $7 or a $97 thing. I'm talk more about prices, but this is what we call the lead magnet machine. We call it magnetic to millions, the way we set it up. And then we have these things called a seeker offer. Okay? So when we have that seeker offer, we also have, so here's the thing. We want you to have the free stuff on the bottom. You are not to give away your coveted content that is in your premium program for free. Can I say that enough? Can I get an amen? Do not do that anymore. I personally believe if people are paying you for that experience, let that experience stay there. There's other ways we can get this free stuff out there into the world, okay? Then we have, in our program, we have the next level of a signature course. We have our core offer as Signature Impact, and then we have our highest level, which is our most premium one, where people get the most intimacy with me for people well over 7 figures. This is Signature Empire. Now here is now our core product, and this is where you're going to start. I don't necessarily need you starting here. I don't need you starting with this little baby offer, and I don't need you doing all these things as of yet. I want you, honestly, focusing on one signature method. One. And let's talk about why that matters so much today more than anything else. Okay? I want you to build a business, one premium offer. I want you to get so good at this thing that these people keep coming to you, that you own the space because your lifestyle matters. And I'm going to show you what mattered to me was these 2 little girls. When I had to raise as a single mom, these 2 girls that are so old now, they barely text me back within 24 hours, but I moved from little pigtails to cocktails, right? So this is what matters to me, is that I had to build my packaging, my offerings, the way I delivered it to facilitate the choices I made first as me. And that is what we teach you to do in Signature Magnetic. Okay, That's your packaging matters. One package, one premium. We'll talk about why and in a second. All right, now that we're getting you to start thinking, oh my gosh, what do I want? I want your business working for you. Your business should not become your boss. It starts with how we package the offer. Now, how do we price the offer so that we have the income that goes with the impact with the right package, okay? So let me tell you the truth about the low ticket lowdown. A lot of people out there will tell you, start with the $400 thing, start with a little course. It makes sense. It makes sense, but the truth is, and we've tested this for decades, that the low ticket is actually harder to sell than a high ticket. I know, but this is why we're talking about the mindset shifts that you're getting in this video. And if you come and buy for video 3, it's gonna be so good. So don't forget, click the button below. Low ticket is actually harder to sell. A low ticket is the same amount of work. And low ticket clients are more demanding, believe it or not, than your high ticket clients. I call this the tutu effect. When I used to sell fairy costumes on e-commerce, and I was known for that in my space, we had these little $5 tutus that we sold tons of every day. We also had the $200 products. Let me tell you, sometimes when you're shipping as much as 1,000 a day, you're gonna mess a couple orders up every now and again. Man, if we messed up on a $5 offer, we would have 5 pages of emails and phone calls and lectures on how could you people be in business and not know how to ship blue instead of turquoise. Hello, can't you tell colors? We would get like red, a riot act. The $200 client? Oh, I know these things happen. Thank you so much for taking fast care of it. I love the item. It was just the wrong color. I'm so impressed by your quick service and that you actually let me keep the item. Thank you. Right? And they bought again and again and again. So it is true, and I saw this meme around the internet, $500 client versus your $50,000 client, money sent, thanks. This actually happened. It's a meme, but we've actually had this happen in our business as well, right? Critical element number 2 continued. Let me ask you this. If you've got triple bypass surgery, would you go to a general practitioner to get this problem solved? No. If you had to do triple bypass surgery and the doctor said, I've got a special for you today, it's just $25 for the surgery, would you let that doctor cut you open? Absolutely not. It is the same thing, that the wrong price actually makes that buyer that's in pain and needs you today and looking to solve this problem today, it's too good to be true. They're not going to believe you. And the truth is, and we're going to talk about this in this training and in the next training, and how to implement the system and how to make this precision happen is in the 3rd video, the behind the scenes video. Price is never an issue when your value is understood. The problem I see with too many of our people is they won't secure that value and turn that into the thing they really want to be known for. So we talk about pricing. We talked about this can be free. That's your free thing. We call that your seeker offer, right? And then you have your little call out offer, which this can be, this is free. This can be a little $7 to a $97, so a $497 offer, or you can have some little tiny ones in between here for the $7 to $97. And I would say you put these here for your $197 actually to your $497 or $997. These are your courses, right? You're done on your own courses, right? You see that all over the place. You get people getting a little sample of you maybe. And this is what you put together when you're really ready to scale. However, my darlings, this is where I want you to make your target. This is your authority offer. This is your signature program. This makes all the difference. If you can speak to this one thing, we're going to talk about it some more, but I'm seeding it here. If we can get this, and this should never be below 2,000, so I'm going to put 3,000 to as much as 25K, depending on what you do and what the value you can communicate to your audience. This is where, on average, our clients are going to sell anything between 5K to 10K, right? This is what I want you guys to be known for. There's no reason for you, if you're just starting out, to dilute your focus. A magnifying glass can laser cut paper. Diluted focus is not cutting through anything. You're going to be lost in the noise instead of cutting through and calling out that premium buyer who honestly woke up this morning with a problem that you need to solve, but you're talking about too many things and you're coming across like the general practitioner. That is not what you want to be doing. If you want to be in the 95%, continue doing that by all means. But if you want to be in that top 5% we started with, this is what these people started with, and you're going to see that in real time right now. This is what I call your lean-in offer. When you dial this in, you're going to have about 20% of people wanting more from you. This is where we push back in that one-on-one coaching. After we get the group program dialed in, now we have that impact. Now we're doing that one-on-one coaching back in, but we're charging much more for it. And this is where we do a highly leveraged offer where you can have more things. You do your VIP days, your retreats, your big deep dive things, right? That take your time. What are we designing our business for? Our lifestyle. So this is that real lifestyle or lean-in offer, I call it. And we don't charge anything less than 10K to your VIP days, 15K, 25K, year-long, whatever you want. We start 20% of these people we know are going to want more from that. And these are what I call our empire offers, where we really expand our impact. And now we're taking a lot of that into doing higher ticket offers. Like we have 2 offers here. We have Signature Magnetic. For this, we have Signature Impact. And up here, we literally have an empire offer called Signature Empire, where people get the closest customized stuff done for us, done for them by Conrad and I. Conrad, my husband, by the way, he designed custom software for the biggest brands in the hospitality industry. And now, because we are together in our legacy, he is really involved here building out those actual things that he used to do for the big brands. Now he builds them for coaches at this level. All right? So that they remember, premium people, they want to save time. And you're going to talk more about that right now. So we got this? Awesome. So I don't want you focusing on anything other than what you actually need to focus on. And here's what that focus is going to look like in the money, right? You're going to say, Karen, can I really do this? So our goal in Signature Magnetic is to get you at least to that 50K a month level so that you can get into impact. That's how our magnetic offer started. Actually, I'm going to go back one slide. Honestly, this was our core offer at one point. The problem is we had to create Signature Magnetic because too many coaches were getting burned and we're never getting to the 50K a month recurring revenue. And if you do it the way we're showing you, we teach you in Magnetic, it's actually, when the mindset shifts, it's not that hard. I'm not saying that it's easy. You've got to show up and you got to mean business. But the people are teaching so much nonsense that we had to come in and say, look, we got to bring this revolutionary program, combine our expertise from 30 years and Conrad's 15 years in the real empire industry, creating all of those funnels and one-to-one messaging types and customer journeys for the big companies. What if our actual impact coaches could do that? How many lives would change? So that's where we are. And we had to bring Magnetic to our coaches to actually teach them how to get clients on repeat and build a business the right way, if you're really good and you actually care about your people. So we built Magnetic to actually feed in to our impact. So here we try to get you, we want to get, your goal is to get you to that 50K. And here's how simply you can do that. Let me clear my canvas. All right. This is the low ticket lowdown. I'm still at it, y'all, okay? Don't talk to me about the low ticket anymore. I'm not saying kill your babies, but we focus on that one first. Okay, you can sell 2 at 25K a month. Work done. How many sales calls do you need to be pushing, persuading, dealing with people who are building in resistance? No, talk to the people you want to talk to, right? You have your process, your gift to the world has earned the right to talk to the people that need what you have to, because you're going to change their lives. What is that worth? 25K, the way we're going to position your value in Magnetic is going to be peanuts, right? 5 by 10K, 5 clients for the month is 50K. 10 clients for the month, that's just 2.5, 1 on the weekend, 2 clients, and a half client, one on the weekend, right? 10 clients for the month. That's only 2 of their weekends, right? So 2 clients a week will give you that 50K. Just 2 clients, right? With magnetic funnels built for you, just hinting, right? 50 people at a course at $997. This is what the launch gurus are telling you to do just once or twice a year, and now you're stuck in that hamster wheel and you're exhausted. And if something happens in the external world and you don't have the systems built in to sustainably bring in that client after client on Evergreen, because here's the thing, your premium client, 1, they don't want to pay $997, and 2, they want their problem solved now, and they don't want to wait for your launch. And now you've got to get 50 people when you're ready, not the client, and you don't have a system built in, and something could happen, and this whole thing could maybe be 2 because there's a march going on a bad day, or something happened that day, right, in the external world, and your 3 months of work for that launch is down the toilet. It does not work, However, we do build these in after you dial in your core offers up here, okay? Memberships. You got to sell 1,000 of those guys, 1,000 for $47 to get that 50K, technically 47K, but you get the gist, right? So that is the lowdown on your low ticket. I hope I have convinced you, almost, we've got more to go. So those of you who are like thinking, how should I package my offer? If you're stuck there and you're thinking you don't have the value, yes you do, because look at your competitors who are doing good. And they're doing it with ease is because they already believe and they know these things to be true. Marianne, beautiful Marianne, look at that smile. Hadn't sold anything for a few months. We did a training at the beginning of the year in January, and she is an implementer, man. She went and implemented everything like the next 2 days and reported on our next training, the next Thursday, our next hot seat call, that, hey, I went and implemented and I got 2 more sales. I got 2 more clients at $14,000 because she's now packaging her coaching for the first time with her own methodology, and she's learning to speak like she's never spoken before, right? And now she's owning power again, and she just lights up the class every time she comes in, just like everybody else does, of course. But I want to give away her age, but you have to understand, you are not too young and you are not too old to start now. All right, critical element number 3, right? I don't want you in this hustle. There's a different side to this. There's something that the 1%ers have that you see and you're like mesmerized. People are lining up around Apple to give them money, right? They need something, they automatically go to Amazon. It's the same thing happening in your market, that somebody comes in, they put out this not as good a product as you, and they automatically command a bunch of purchases. That's what we want. Your buyers are buying now autonomously, by the way. They don't want to wait for your launch. They don't want pushy sales calls. They don't want you to do that. Your genius is going to be in building magnetic appeal, building that demand, building that they are now like, I have to have this now, okay? No, premium people do not want a pressure sales experience. When you get this right, they'll be reaching out to you and they'll be asking you, can I get accepted into your program? It happens to us all the time, okay? And that is it for 3, right? Critical element number 4 is leverage, right? Believing that transformation requires one-on-one delivery. This limits your time. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? You're like stuck in the grind. I'm delivering. I'm finding clients. I'm networking. I'm doing sales calls. I'm preparing all the stuff for a launch. I'm trying to sell them on the launch. I'm so nervous every day. I'm not sleeping. Hey, you're supposed to get sleep. Okay, limits your impact, limits your income. Okay? If you have a neurotransformation, we have our whole proprietary process. It's neurotransformation that I developed over 30 years, teaching people boots on the ground and watching how people transform in real time. We now package that. And when you have a neurotransformational program, no student gets left behind. You get a deeper transformation within your program, whether you design it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks, or that 6 month or that year, you're gonna get your time back the way we teach it to you. You're gonna multiply your impact. That's what I want for you. And it will multiply your income. Here, up that freedom. Here is one of our students. If you're in the softer topics, remember earlier I talked about Your Best Love Yet. Here's one of dozens and dozens and dozens of videos, but I want you to listen carefully to every single word Allison, our beautiful student, says, because Allison did not know me 5 days before she applied for our program. Never heard of me before. I was an unknown. I was not an authority in my space as of yet. I didn't have a book. I didn't have a blog. I didn't even have a website. I didn't have a big following. I just knew how to speak to her heart and mind in a particular sequence that had her so ready and willing and able to get the transformation of our program. Take a peek.
I learned that I do have something to say and that I am beautiful, and without Karen, I wouldn't have got this far. I wouldn't be striving in leaps and bounds towards my life purpose. I've committed to having my life purpose in action within, and quit my job and be doing this full time and be supporting of myself within 2 years. And I know I'll get there. My daughter said to me, I am so proud of you, Mum, and I want to be like you. She said, you have just grown so much in the last 7 weeks than you have ever grown in your whole entire life. But having the girls in the group, you girls just accepted me for me, and I have never had that. I've got friends who like, they're your friends. They come into your life, they're for a short time, but you girls are going to be in my life forever. So without Karen and Conrad making it all happen, and the transition was so easy, even though we're miles apart, different continents. It was just so easy, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I was living the life purpose that I want to live.
Now, you can do this. You are going to have this ripple effect on everybody, no matter how we package it. We will conform that packaging to you, but the transformation stays the same. Okay? Element number 5, the power of one. That power of one, I can't say it enough. Here's the thing, when you're trying to be everything to everyone, you really do become nothing to no one. My clients, my people, become known for that one thing. I want to make you the category of one. I do not want you lost in chasing chaos, stress, burning out, giving up on your dreams, giving up on your hope, buying $2,000 webinar funnels or a $15,000 funnel built to get your lead magnet up and running, or God knows what else that they have out there now, right? For 20K and 30K. And then when you implement all the things, doesn't matter because your offer's wrong. Your messaging's wrong, the journey's wrong, we're speaking to the wrong client. We're gonna talk about that more in video 2. But the problem is a lot of my clients come in because you are so talented that you want to package everything. You are not letting go of the babies, okay? If you are not clear on who you're talking to, what you're offering, your clients are not clear on their why they need it now, and why they should buy right now, you don't have anything to sell, because a confused mind just will not buy, okay? Here's a couple examples. My boy, Steve Jobs, right? He kind of did a few things right. When he came back to Apple after being thrown out and he came back and took over, he cleared the table. He took off all the products and he kept one offer. If Steve Jobs did this and Apple is where they are today, pay attention, okay? He took off everything, became known for one product, the iMac, and when he earned the place of being the best at that one thing, now whatever product Apple puts out, people just assume, well, when he was around, not since, right? Every time Steve Jobs put out another product under Apple, people believed what? They believed that he was capable of putting out the best product. They trusted the product because he knew that Mac so well and it sold so well and it delivered such a great experience. The boxing, he patented it, everything. He knew this customer inside out. He was saying, think differently. He had the words, right? He had the packaging. He had the pricing. It was premium. It was the most expensive one, right? Have they suffered? No. Why aren't you doing this? Another person, Jeff Bezos. He wanted to sell and become the store that sold everything online, just like a lot of you great creators in watching this training right now. Yes, I know you're talented at so many things. Jeff Bezos started Amazon to sell everything to everyone, but he started selling one thing, and he became best at selling books. When I started selling on Amazon, and I got invited actually to be a third-party seller on Amazon, I got a special invitation, by the way back. My friends didn't believe me. They're like, no, Amazon only sells books. That's where I go to buy books. Nobody was doing what he did, but he became number one. You think he knew what he was doing? When you are a premium brand, you identify to one person, one identity. When you see this even in the messaging and the billboards. The cheaper the product, the more people and variety to everyone you're going to see in their marketing. Start paying attention now. Even the big brands do this. When you see a Louis Vuitton or a Guess or Versace, it's usually just going to be one identity that they're speaking to, one value set, one product. Premium brand, low price, everyday brand, okay? Why we want premium clients? They are more committed. They expect to pay premium. They do. And premium buyers actually will question your low price, okay? Now, something we're gonna talk about more in video 2 is that a premium buyer's brain is activated very differently from other types of buyers, especially in the consulting and coaching world, okay? So at Captivating at Hello, we want to have a unique methodology. Now, what we do in Signature Impact and Magnetic is we call this 9 degrees of differentiation. 9 degrees, why? Because you need to jump out that much more in your messaging and what you look like online, right? Remember these guys? You want to look as like so identified. You want to know your person so well that you identify here, right? You know this identity so well, you can call it out with clarity and confidence. Okay. So this is what we do. We actually own the registration trademark for Signature Method. It's what I did way back in the day, even when I was a wee one, is I created my own 6-week methodology for teaching ladies and certifying people to start their textile design business from home. Yep, in my mom's clothes, got all dressed up, certified adults, I did. Right? And for week after week and years after years, we created methodologies that made my little school #1 back in the day before the internet, true story, right? These are some of just a couple of the different ways our students create their methodologies. This actually was one of our first graduate classes of the Signature Method from a few years ago. Okay, so what most people are missing is packaging that unique brilliance with the power of one and into a methodology that matters. Okay, so that was a packed one. I hope you remember to apply for video 3 below, and upcoming in video 2 is, are we sending the wrong signal to our premium buyers? We're gonna fix this in video 2. I hope you are totally enjoying this. I am so excited for you, and I'm even more excited to see those applications come in for video 3, because that is gonna blow your mind. If this is blowing your mind, you want your customized game plan, click the button below, and I will see you in video 2.